Whew, girl, if you know you want your makeup to be locked in, like this, locked in, these primers, I guarantee you, would give you that longevity. Hi my loves, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Ginika Temple. If you're returning, hi. So today I'm going to be telling you guys my top 2 makeup products in every category. It's one of the most frequently asked questions, and I decided, okay, why not put everything together and bring it to you guys. Now note that this can change at any time. What was my fave maybe last year may not be my favorite as at today. So this is what I love as at today, and I can definitely guarantee you that if you love the way my makeup looks on my clients or on myself, these products will give you the same results. First, which is the most important, is my favorite primer. I am oily skin, and this can also work perfectly for people who are combination skin. My top 2 primers as at today, I definitely love these any day, anytime. And if you've been following my channel, you definitely know that I've talked about this or one of them a lot. One will be the Milk Mattifying Primer, and the second is the MAC Studio Fix 12-Hour Primer. Whew, girl, if you know you want your makeup to be locked in, like this, locked in, these primers, I guarantee you, would give you that longevity. It's so important that you understand that your skin type also determines the primer you go for. I am oily, and the ones I've just showed you work best for people who are normal, combination, or people who are oily. Secondly is my favorite foundation. I definitely love the Tilbury Airbrush Finish Foundation, which is what I'm wearing right now. As you can see, it has this really matte effect. If you don't like matte, this may not be for you, but I love a matte. I love a matte finish. And the Nars Radiant Longwear Foundation, you know, if you've been following this channel, you must have seen this a lot of times. These two, I love them so much. Moving on to my favorite concealers. I have had my fair share of using concealers. It's been such a long time in this industry, and I can tell you guys for a fact that I have searched and searched high and low. Finally, I see concealers that give me exactly what I'm looking for. Not that cakey, high, heavy finish, but the perfect finish. And the first will be the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This concealer, I know I was late to the party, don't judge me, but then the rave about this concealer was crazy, and when I decided to try it, my hopes were really high, and trust me when I tell you, I was not disappointed at all. Recently, your girl decided to try the Huda Beauty concealer. These two give me very similar outcome, and I must tell you that I have not for one day regretted getting any of these two. If you love a less crisp finish, this is something that you would definitely want to check out. I can tell you guys that you know how serious I am when it comes to my makeups, and anything I tell you works for me, trust me, I am being honest about them. The next one is my pressed powder, and to be honest with you, it was really difficult settling down to just 2 pressed powders, because this pressed powder by Fenty Beauty, I love it with all my heart, and I use the shade 400. If you want to know all the shades that I use on myself, I will list everything in the description box below. I also love the MAC Studio Fix powder. This powder is known to be a powder and foundation mixed together in one. It gives you this very flawless, very natural, but at the same time, it has a way of really concealing your flaws. There are days that I want to go out, I don't want to wear foundation, I just go ahead to use this powder. This and this, they do the same thing. Like, the outcome is amazing. I can vouch for this powder, and those who have trained under me over the years know that I've talked about this and I've talked about this. These two are the ones I love so much. Now, why this is so difficult for me is because there is also a third one that I love that I just couldn't find myself removing from the list, and that third one is the Tilbury pressed powder. I have raved about this powder. I will tell you that the only reason why this is not in my top 2 is because the shades for this one are highly limited. There are only 4 shades for this one, and I can tell you that that is difficult for someone who is a makeup artist like myself. And I also have heard a lot of people complain that, oh, sometimes they don't find the exact shade in it. The good thing is that the shades are usually like the more universal shades, like the tan, which is what I use, works well for a lot of people, but then it's still not the same as when you have like a lot of shade range. The next thing is my setting powder. I have run away from Laura Mercier over time, and your girl went back If you saw my Insta story last week, I mentioned that I bought Laura Mercier again after using Laura Mercier for maybe 6 years now, or about 5 years, and I realized that, man, there is still no powder like the Laura Mercier setting powder. See guys, your opinion may differ from mine, but this is my own view. This is what works for me, and I decided to try the new formula, which is what you see. That is the reason why I bought the small size. But see guys, I am not disappointed at all. The Laura Mercier keeps doing something to me, to my soul. I don't know the words to express how I feel about this powder. The thing about the new formula is that it has a little shine in it. So if you don't want that tiny, you know, shimmery effect, it's not too much. I mean, it's not obvious. I'm able to see because I'm close to my clients. But then if you don't want that, go for the old formula. But I love this powder. Another powder that I've used that I can tell you that I've loved is the one size setting powder. To be honest, I heard about this powder from one of my clients, and I'm like, I didn't think to myself that, oh, what do you know about makeup? No, I was curious to see, oh, what is this thing all about? So I decided to lay my hand on the small size. See, your girl is not about to spend money on something she's not sure about. So if it has a small size, I go for the small size, and I advise you to do the same. So I went for the small size, and I'm like, is this what I've been missing? So I did love it, but I'll be honest with you, this powder has one tiny downside, which is that on some clients, I don't notice it on myself, but on some clients, sometimes I feel like when I use the powder, it begins to look a little bit darker. So I don't know if it's just, you know, maybe the foundation combined with it, or it's just the powder on its own. So yeah, that is the only con I see about this, but I love the finishing. It has this fine, smooth, no crease, matte finish. Like it doesn't do the kind of matte that feels heavy. You know what I mean? It looks really, really good on clients. The next on my list is bronzer. This Nars bronzer was sent to me in the PR. See, anything that's sent to me in PR that I don't hype, know for a fact that I used it and maybe it was just okay. Maybe it wasn't worth me hyping. I receive a lot of PR packages, but it doesn't mean I'm going to come out here to hype everything. If something comes to me in PR and I use it and I love it, I'm going to come and tell you guys. That is why I'm here for you. So this Nars bronzer, this is the shade 05 Laguna. This bronzer is sweet. The only thing that I feel is that the shade that was sent to me gives me a really natural effect. Sometimes I want to bronze my face, like I want to bronze it. So what I would advise you is, if you are like my shade and you want to get this bronzer, go for the shade 06, which is one shade darker than this one. But this one I love, 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 love. The other bronzer that I've used and I cannot complain and I love is the Fenty Beauty bronzer. This is in the shade Mocha Miami. Personally, I'm not exactly a huge fan of the thick mint, which is the darker shade. Maybe because I feel like it's a bit too pigmented, so sometimes it comes out looking harsh. So these two are a girl's best friend. You need one of these bronzers in your life. Come and thank me later. When it comes to eyeshadow primers, you guys, I am a lover of a good primer, because if you understand the importance of having a good primer for your eyeshadow, then believe me when I tell you, you don't want to underestimate the power of your eyeshadow primer. Now, when it comes to eyeshadow primers, I have tried a lot of them and I have finally narrowed down to two. The number one will be the Plouise base. This Plouise base, one thing I will tell you, if you want to use it, ensure that you bring it out a little before the time you need to use it. For example, if you want to use it around 10 a.m., depot the quantity you want to use around, say, maybe 9:45, like 15 minutes prior, because sometimes it's a little bit too watery, and then when it's watery, it can make your eyeshadow not to sit the way you want. It's not usually very obvious, but I'm a very detailed person. Now the next one will be the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. These two primers, thank me later. Difference is that this one dries faster while this one stays wet too long. So when you know this, you know how to use it. You know when to use this one. You know when to put this one on the eyelid and then go in immediately. Or this one, put it on maybe on your palette first and then leave it there to get a little bit tacky before you use it. The next on my list is eyebrow pencil. You guys know this is my brand, launching July 20th, and I'm really soliciting for your support. I'm not saying this because it's my brand. Of course, it's my brand, and I took my time to make sure that the work was done. I've been on this project for more than a year, and I can tell you that it's been back and forth on this project. And now I can beat my chest and tell you that this is the best eyebrow pencil that you can ever find. It is the best thing that has happened to my brow work. If you've ever looked at my brows and you say this girl's eyebrows are good, trust me when I tell you, from the whole of this year I've been using this pencil, and that is what I'm wearing right now. The shade range is amazing. There are 4 shades, but then I have a very dark shade, the last shade, which is ebony. That shade is boom. I don't care how dark you are. Trust me, that shade ebony, and I don't care how light you are. It's not a pencil that when you're putting, you're struggling, you're stretching. No, you just need to roll up a little and then just do the work. You don't need muzzle. It just glides on easy. The shade is true to it. Now, when it comes to eyeshadows, to be honest with you guys, I've spent money on some eyeshadows that I felt were not worth it, even with the hype. And finally, I can tell you for a fact that I have narrowed down the 2 best eyeshadows I've used as of today. Like, if I look back and I'm like, okay, regardless of everything that's happened, these are the 2 best eyeshadows I've used today. And I can tell you for a fact that these 2, you can buy them any day and come back and all you will have is a good feedback. Number 1 is the Nars Laguna Sunset eyeshadow. The colors are very, very beautiful. The only con that this eyeshadow has is that it is small, and then the colors are limited, but that is what I'm wearing right now, and the colors are so pigmented. I'll just tell you that it's good for personal use, and if you're somebody who is a makeup artist, you may want to go for a bigger palette. Another brand I can tell you that I've loved over the years is Morphe, and my favorite of Morphe as of today is this 35C. The colors are super soft, and the range is amazing. I love this eyeshadow palette. When it comes to setting sprays, I have had my fair share of trying different setting sprays. Most of the time, you don't exactly get the real feedback from people because most of the time you do makeup on clients and the client leaves. Now, I've tried this Kryolan setting spray, and I'm sure that those in Nigeria, because it was trending at the time, most of you know this setting spray. If you don't know this setting spray, go and find a way to lay your hand on one of these. This setting spray is a fixing spray actually. It locks for the gods. Hey, God of mercy. You want to try it, and when you try it, come back and give me your feedback. The only con I will tell you is that it's a little harsh. Sometimes you use it, the smell is a little bit strong. If you want something a bit milder but also locks your makeup real good, is the Sephora setting spray. This is one of the few setting sprays that when you go on Sephora website, it has one of the highest reviews. I don't know why people are not talking about it a lot. I was skeptical to buy it at first because I'm like, are you sure it's not Sephora workers that went to go and review it? But I will tell you that I really, really do love it. I think this is the only size it comes in. I love the size. Of course, it's not a lot of product, but it fits into things easy as opposed to this one. See the difference? This one is okay. I bought the big size of this one because I found it like it wasn't easy to get, so I went ahead and bought the big size of the, but see the difference in size. So for sure this one is really good. Another setting spray that I've tried, but the only reason I have not bought another one as of today is the cost of shipping. That is the SoPro setting spray. SoPro is a Nigerian person based in the US. Her setting spray is very good. You may want to try it if you are in the US or if you are in Nigeria. When it comes to lip glosses, there are so many good lip glosses, but I will tell you that this Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss, I love this lip gloss. That's what I'm wearing right now. I love this lip gloss. It's something that you definitely want to try if you're looking for a new lip gloss to add to your collection. If you're like in Nigeria or even not in Nigeria and you don't want to spend too much, try this Stefdora lip gloss. I don't know why the name is not showing. It's by a Nigerian, but she is based in Canada. But her products are like in Nigeria and everywhere. I love her lip gloss as well. They don't come out harsh. They give me similar effect, these two. Now, when it comes to mascara, I'm not exactly particular about mascara, but there are 2 mascaras that I've tried that stood out for me. One is the Bare Minerals Lashtopia. This particular mascara is one that if you want a voluminous effect, this one I would guarantee you. But if you don't want a voluminous effect and you also want something more affordable, go for the Rimmel Lash Accelerator, which is what I'm wearing right now. This one gives you volume but not as heavy as the Lashtopia. So it's just for you to decide what works for you really. Now, when it comes to lippies, there are so many good lippies. I wasn't able to narrow down to just 2 lippies. The only thing I could narrow down was lip gloss. Even for the lip gloss, it was very difficult. Now, highlighters. I love the Dior Backstage highlighter. I love this highlighter. I use it like pretty much on every client. But then I also have another brand that out of all the ones I have that I've also, you know, found that I did love, which will be the Artist Couture. This has been there for years and I still love it. My favorite shade in this is Sugar Daddy. Like I said, my shade, which is what I would use on myself for all the things I listed, will be in the description box. So I believe I've been able to pour out my heart in this video. If you enjoy this content and you want to see more like it, please give me a thumbs up. It's absolutely free. And do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And definitely I will see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye.